Thank you so much for finishing the Empower Her Twin Cities 5K. Doesn't matter if you walked, doesn't matter if you ran, you did an awesome job. My name is Omar, I'm with Blissful Fit, and I'm going to be here with your cool down stretches. Most important thing after any kind of workout is the cool down. It not only helps your body to reset as far as the work that you did, but it helps to prevent injury for the next time you decide to run or decide to do something active. So first we're going to start with some side twists. And these side twists will let our arms flop around. And think of inhaling and exhaling. And as you're inhaling and exhaling, you're just letting go of the breath. So if your heart rate is really high, this is a place where you can let it come down a little bit. We're going to be here for 3, 2, and 1. From here, let's move to a side body stretch. So step your feet a little bit wider. Reach your arm above your head and take a nice little side bend. And rather than flopping in your side bend, you're working to actively reach your fingers away from your feet. Let's inhale back to stand, and we'll switch sides. Reach. Find length throughout the side body. You're going to be here for 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and take a back bend. So if you're very flexible in the back, you can lift your arms. If it's really challenging, place your hands to your low back. And as you're doing the back bend, think about pressing your hips forward and really squeezing your glutes. The act of squeezing your glutes helps to release your low back, and especially if you have been running or walking, that might get tight. After we take our nice big back bend, let's take a forward fold. So in this forward fold, we're going to place our hands to our thighs and focus on squeezing your shoulder blades. So you'll push your hips back, and you might feel a little stretch in your hamstrings the more you roll weight into your toes. From here, you can start to go down a little bit further and a little bit further. Our goal is to eventually release down, and you can start to sway side to side, letting your head hang heavy. And we're going to be here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly roll all the way back up. Use your hands to assist. Let's move into a inner thigh stretch. So we're going to bring our feet a little bit wider than our shoulders. We're going to reach our hips back. Notice a little bit of bend in my knee, and this leg is straight. We're working on stretching out the inner thigh. We'll be here for 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and shift. Hold here. 3, 2, 1. Let's do that shift again. Weight's going to be in the heels, and really think about that stretch right here. If you want to place a hand here and push down a little bit, encourage the stretch. Here for 3, 2, 1, and shift. Same thing, opposite leg. So bend in the knee. Weight's going to be in the heels, so hips are pushing back. You want to place a hand right to that hip and push down on the hip. Add a little stretch for 3, 2, 1, and then come up. So here we're going to move into what's known as a hamstring stretch for runners. So I'm going to place my heel down to the ground, and I'm going to bend my standing leg. And so from the side view, this is what you look like. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together, you're reaching your hips back, and our goal is to find that stretch along the hamstring. If you want to slide a hand down your leg, that's okay. One thing you don't want to do though is round. So we want to make sure our back is nice and flat and that we're feeling that stretch. We're going to hold here for 3, 2, 1, come to stand, and we'll move into the opposite leg. So opposite leg, heel out, opposite leg bends, and we push our hips back. So notice this nice long line all the way from my heel through my glute. That's what we're looking for. Notice my back is flat instead of rounded. So squeeze the shoulder blades together. You can find a little bit of hamstring stretch by placing the hands on the thigh. That might intensify it a little bit. Then I'm going to be here for 3, 2, 1. Shake out your legs. So we've stretched out our hamstrings. We stretched out our inner thigh. Next is a calf stretch. So sometimes if you have a wall, you place your hands on the wall. Today we don't have a wall, so you might be out on the trail. You're basically going to bend your knee, holding steady here, So you might find that you need to stretch out your calf. So we'll place that heel down, press your heel down, bend your front leg, and really the goal is to push the heel down even further. Maybe place the hands to the hips, pushing the hips forward, feeling that stretch in the calf just a little bit. So the heel's pressing down, you're pushing the hips forward, your shoulder blades are squeezed. You'll be here for 3, 2, and 1. We'll switch our sides. So as we switch sides, bend in the front knee, pressing into that back heel. Think about full length all the way from my foot through my hip. I'm really pressing my heel down, and I'm really pushing my hip forward. So as I push my hip forward and press my heel down, I'm feeling that stretch there. Next stretch is a figure 4, and this really helps with our glutes. So if you notice your hips are really creaky and tight after the run, this will help. Now for a lot of people, there's a challenge of balance. So if you're placing your foot here, you're reaching your hips back. If you notice that's really shaky, one way of doing this is still feeling a nice stretch is to cross your legs, press one hand here, and then bow forward. So as you're bowing forward, you're pressing that leg out. I'll show you from the side. So if you're not able to do your figure 4 here, you're taking that foot, you're crossing it. As you're taking your bow, you're pressing this hand against your thigh and creating that nice inner thigh stretch and glute stretch. Make sure you don't bow too far forward because of course you'll stumble. So on opposite side, find your stretch either there. So for some of us that might be a little bit hard, right? A little bit of bobble from here. Otherwise, foot down, press the hand here and take a bow. Last but certainly not least, we shake out our legs. After that stretching, and then we roll our shoulders forward and back, forward and back. Just know that the work that you're doing is helping so many women out there. So thank you so much to donating, to running, to actually taking part in Dress for Success, in Empower Her. It does make a difference. My name is Omar. I am with Blissful Fit. I hopefully will get a chance to work with you really soon.